Today we're gonna make some tomato basil soup. I'm so excited. So I grew up on canned tomato soup. And to me, when I was little, the game changer was when they added milk instead of water and butter. Oh my God, I thought I had the best tomato soup ever growing up. And then as an adult, I went to this tea room in Muskogee called Harmony House. And you go there for lunch and they have a little bakery and stuff. And they had a tomato soup there. It fucking blew my mind. It was so good. Holy cow. And so since then, I have perfected my own tomato soup at home. And I want to share it with y'all. So first off, their tomato soup had little chunks of tomatoes and onion, tiny onion, and garlic. And I couldn't quit eating it. I was like, what the hell? That canned tomato soup don't have this. So I've melted some butter here on very, very, very low heat. I'm trying out my natural curls, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Okay, and I did finely diced a very small onion. Not a large, just a small. So I've melted some butter in here and we're gonna get this translucent. And some heaping spoonfuls of garlic. Add them on in here. And let that cook up just a few minutes. All right, and then we're just going to pour the ingredients in now. I've let the garlic and onions really cook up really good. So I've got a can of crushed tomatoes with basil. And we're gonna pour that in here. And then I have a can of petite diced tomatoes. Of course, you guys can use fresh tomatoes, all your little heart's desire. I just don't. And then I've got some tomato paste. Get that added in here. I believe it's Sunday already. I think we need a 4-day weekend. We need to work 3, be off 4. This is just fat gas word, people. They say in other countries that they don't work as much as Americans. What is wrong with us? I'm trying to get that off the spoon. And then you're going to add, so I used to add some chicken broth, and then at one time, because I like my soup creamy, I added some cream of chicken soup. So add you a can of cream of chicken soup. And it was good, man. It was good. I was like, okay, I'm going to keep this in here. And then I'm adding some tomato juice. So I had a big dill of tomato juice, and I made something else with it. And when I had leftover, I just put in these jars. Seems like a lot of tomato juice, but y'all know it is tomato soup after all. And then you're going to add some half and half. I'm going to use the rest of this. And some heavy whipping cream. I'm going to use the rest of this because it's not very much left in it. Again, these were already opened. This is not the whole container. And then I cut up some fresh basil. You can do dried basil, whatever you want, but I had some fresh, so I diced it up because y'all know fresh is best. And then literally all I do is add pepper. I don't think you need salt. I'm going to have to pause this because y'all know I like some pepper and you don't want to sit here and watch me pour pepper up in here. But I tell you, the one key thing that you need to cut your, to cut the acidity in the tomato soup is sugar. Honey, sugar. So just put 2 spoonfuls at first and stir it up and taste it. Because again, I've always told people, if it gets too sweet, you can't take that away, but you can always add. So I'm literally just going to stir this up and let it start cooking. Okay, after stirring it around, I've decided I'm going to add another can of crushed tomatoes to it. And it needs a couple more spoonfuls of some sugar. And a little bit of chicken broth. Again, this was already open, guys, so I'm just using the rest of it. It's not the whole thing. And then you just are stirring it around. That's all you do is you stir and you taste. Got one more ingredient. I gotta let it heat up first before we add it. Keep this on low so you don't burn it, since you've got your heavy cream and your half and half, your milk products in here, and just keep letting it heat up. I use the crushed tomatoes. Some people use canned tomatoes and then they'll emulsify it, but I'm telling you, the key to this is having those little chunks of tomatoes. Like, what the hell? I can't believe I lived on canned the whole year, a whole life, and didn't know. Just little pieces of tomato, just, oh, good Lord have mercy. I think I'm gonna add some dried basil too. I've got the fresh in here, or maybe I'll add some more fresh. And I'm gonna do some more tasting. All right, I'm adding some dried basil along with the fresh basil and some more pepper. I stirred it and I added me a couple more spoonfuls of sugar. And I think I've got it. I just need my last ingredient. All right, y'all ready? Last ingredient. Butter, baby. It's like butter. Butter, baby. I got the big deals of butter at Sam's Club, so I'm cutting them up. And then you just let that dissolve in there, and it's perfecto. So I've got it on low. And we're gonna let it cook probably 20 minutes. I'm gonna keep stirring it. So again, you don't wanna scorch your dairy products in here. And then this is just freaking amazing. You'll never want canned again, ever. It's taken me several years to perfect this after I tasted that at Harmony House. And it's not like Harmony's houses, it's better. I'm just so excited. I love tomato soup, so I was so excited to perfect this. So we'll come back with the finished product. All right, y'all, it is done. I want you to look at this. Look at the basil in there, those fine chunks of tomatoes. If you don't like them that big of tomatoes, you can emulsify them just a little bit more, but I think it's perfect. You can taste that basil. Y'all, basil is so freaking good. Look how creamy. I love when I get a piece of butter in here. Can you see that? It's just melted. Ooh. A lot of people add, will pair this with grilled cheese. So Brandy style, I don't do grilled cheese. I'll tell you what I do. I toast up some bread with butter on it in my cast iron skillet, and I make me a hot tuna sandwich. And I just do tuna and mayo and put on that toasted bread, and I dunk it in my tomato soup. Don't judge, but I love tuna sandwiches, toasted tuna sandwiches with the tomato soup. Go figure. You know, Brandy's always got to twist it up. But I tell you what, y'all love me, and when you try it, you're like, oh my God, Brandy, that is so good. So I'm gonna go make me a tuna sandwich, and I'm gonna enjoy my tomato soup with my tuna, my hot toasted tuna sandwich. Have a good Sunday. I'm going to go grocery shopping.